Yo, it's Bkn Breezy with the Bkn vlog. That was a good win. Apologies for not being here fresh off the game. Had to conduct some business. Uh, yeah. I feel like we needed that win. We 3-3 now, and we needed that win. It was a confidence builder for James Harden. He had 29 points. He said the other day that he can't score 30 or 40, but then he scored 29. They asked him about it in the post game interview. He kind of laughed it off like, "Oh, it wasn't 30, it was 29." So you could see him getting in his comfort zone back. He went to the line a lot, and I think that's the pressure of the refs being respectful to the fact that he's a superstar, and even though he is part of the reason why the rule changed. Still, he is drawing some of these fouls. You can't ignore all of the fouls that he's drawing. Stick to what the rule says, and you'll see that. It makes the game more interesting because, like last night, it shows that Harden still gets the line regardless of the new rule. And I wanted to see that. I wanted to see if he had that in his game because I thought maybe he would just become predominantly a jump shooter because he leads fourth in the NBA for all-time three-pointers. So I thought he would probably do that with his game, but he was aggressive, and he said that he was like, "Yo, it was up to me to be aggressive." He said, "That's my game. I have to do it for 4 quarters." You know what I'm saying? Again, this is the dope thing about watching the interviews after the game. You feel what I mean? You get to see how the players is thinking. You feel me? And they was talking to KD too. And collectively, when he was looking at the stat sheet, he was saying that. We need to focus on our rebounds. We got out rebounded. They had 11 offensive rebounds. I mean, we hold on. We actually out rebounded them. You know what I'm saying? I think the difference in this game was the free throws. You know what I mean? We were able to shoot at a 75% clip, and predominantly, in my opinion, that's why we won. We didn't knock down the three. We only hit six. And that's because we gave it to Joey Harris a lot to shoot the three. And I feel like Blake Griffin shouldn't be shooting threes neither. Let him develop a mid-range jumper before a three-pointer. Just because he's not dunking the ball doesn't mean he has to shoot the three-pointer. He could develop a mid-game range. So is Joey. If we're going to be effective with Joey and Blake on the offensive side of the ball, we have to have them develop a mid-range jumper. That's where Steve Nash comes in. That's where Mari Stoudemire working with the big man comes in. That's where Cal Korver comes in working with Joe Harris. Joe Harris needs to work with Cal Korver to develop a mid-range jumper. He needs to do the same thing with with I said Joe Harris and who else? Who else? Because I forget. I'm remembering Aldridge because Aldridge made his career off of mid-range. Shout to him. Congratulations. He just reached 20,000 points. You know what I'm saying? He did that with the Brooklyn Nets, so that's special. We care about that. We need Blake Griffin and we need Blake Griffin and Joe Harris to learn from a LaMarcus Aldridge how to develop a mid-range jumper so we could be more effective on the offense. We need to have Nash needs to stop telling Joe Harris and Blake Griffin to shoot so many three-pointers. They need to open their game up to a mid-range jumper, not a dunk. You don't have to go all the way to the basket, but get closer to the basket for a mid-range jumper. Again, LaMarcus Aldridge got more points than Blake Griffin. They've been in the league around the same time, few years difference, right? But case in point is, Blake from Duncan. Those are 2 points. You understand? He had to change his game. His game was more athleticism. He had to change it because the longevity, as far as players is concerned, the great players, they have mid-range jumpers. Shout to LaMarcus Aldridge. Shout to KD. You understand what I'm saying? These players are known for their mid-range game, and the significance is that space between a dunk and a three-pointer, that's scoring space. And the masters of the game learn how to utilize that space. And I think we should call him mid-range Joey. I think we would nickname him mid-range Joey if he was to learn that, take that next step to develop a mid-range shot. I'm tired of seeing Joey's stat sheet say 11 shots, 11 three-pointers, or more than half of his shot selection is three-pointers when he's shooting and he's cold. The most biggest baskets I've seen last night in the highlights with Joe Harris was when he cut to the basket twice, when I watched the highlights. So that's him scoring big buckets for us without a jump shot. This is how Joey Harris can be impactful when he plays with the Brooklyn Nets. He can cut to the basket, because they expecting you to stay in that same spot. So you actually surprising the defense. You surprising the defense that you actually went to the basket. They figure they live with you living on the line because you've been cold since the start of the season. And you know what I'm saying? If you do cuts to the basket like a Bruce Brown, because that's why he's effective, and I feel like he should take your starting spot. It's because he cuts to the basket and he makes James Harden's job easier. You know what I mean? We get transition baskets like that, and that's the point. Is we can't revolve the offense around Joey. We cannot revolve the offense around Joey where he's taking as many shots as, like, he's taking the shots that Kyrie would take. Like, since Kyrie's not there, we giving those shot selections to Joey. That should not happen. Bruce Brown should get more shots than Joey, not necessarily more three-pointers than Joey. I believe that Joey should be one of the players that take the most three-pointers. No. I'll take that back, because right now he cold. I believe that Joey should not be the person that takes as many shots except KD. I think KD should be the guy that gets shots. Harden, Patty Mills, Bruce Brown, LaMarcus Aldridge, and then Joey. Joey's number 6 on the list on shot selection and who should be shooting the ball. KD. You know what I'm saying? KD, Harden, right? Bruce Brown, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Patty Mills, all before Joe Harris. Then Joe Harris, then Cam Thomas or Javon Carter. On the shot selection list, Cam Thomas should be in 6th and 7th in that rotation. Come on, talk to me nice. If you like something, hit that like button. Subscribe to my page. It's Bkn Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets, man. You know what it is. Shout out to KD. He had 22 and 11 last night. Shout out to Bruce Brown. He played effective minutes. He had 25. I think he should have had more minutes. James Harden had 35 minutes. I want to see him play less minutes. I want to see James Harden play 25 to 30 minutes. Max at 30 minutes, because he said he's still going through rehabilitation, and we don't want to burn out our superstars in the beginning of the season. And you see what happened with Harden last season, so I reflect on it so we can prevent it. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, man, holla at me, man. Joe Harris had 31 minutes. Now, it's 37, 35, then 31. They kept Joey Harris there for 31 minutes. He had 9 points and 2 boards. Like, come on, we need more productivity if he gonna be on we need more offensive productivity from Joey, or at least more rebounds. You feel what I'm saying? At least more rebounds. If he can't add more rebounds or develop a mid-range jumper, we have to share his minutes with Cam Thomas and Javon Carter. We have to, or even David Duke Jr. or Kessler Edwards or Bruce or DeAndre Embry. Shout out to DeAndre Embry. I forgot why I never knew why he wore the number 95, and it's because of his brother. Rest in peace to his brother. I forget the exact reason, but that's the reason why he wear number 95 per hint. I mentioned him so he could take some of Joey minutes. Give him more minutes. Joey shouldn't get that much minutes if we equating it to minutes to productivity. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. KD gave you 37 minutes, 11 boards, and 22 points. That's productivity. Bruce Brown gave you 25 minutes, 8 boards, and 8 points. We need rebounds, and he's giving us that. You feel what I'm saying? We need rebounds, and he's giving us that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Trying to set this up with the iPad and all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. James Harden, 35 minutes, 29 points. That's productivity. You feel what I'm saying? LaMarcus Aldridge, 28 points, 28 minutes, 21 points. That's productivity. Patty Mills, 20 minutes, 3 rebounds, 5 points. That's, to me, if he's ball handling and he don't have turnovers, that's productivity. I don't see that stat here, but we were low on turnovers. What we had 18. That's actually high. That's actually high. Him too. Sit Patty Mills. If he's turning the ball over, he's cold from behind the arc, because he's another 3-and-D guy, because he could play defense. So they probably had him out there for defense. And I think that's true, because when I look at the defense, right, the first quarter is the biggest quarter for the Indiana Pacers. They scored 38, 17, 19, and 24. So whatever the roster rotation that we had kept them to low scoring. I mean, they ain't had a star players, so that did impact the game, but that's what it is. And they only had 17 points in the second quarter and 19 points in the third quarter. You feel what I'm saying? That's tough defense. And they outscored us in the fourth quarter, but only by 4 points, and we still won by 7. Case in point is they never recuperated after that first quarter. After that, we dominated. We outscored them by 15 in the second, 8 in the third, and, that's 23 right there. You know what I'm saying? We outscored them by 15 in the second and 8 in the third. Like, that's 23 points right there. Outscored them, you know what I mean? So they caught up, but not by much, you know what I mean? Again, man, that's that whole plus minus thing. But case in point is Paul Millsap, he was effective. He had 13 minutes. I like the fact that he was in there. He had 4 boards and 8 points. That's effective. You know what I'm saying? That's effective. I mean, Paul about the points minus thing, that's not necessarily what that is. That's something totally separate. But what I was trying to say, from quarter to quarter, it's important to try to get the tempo. You want to go into the next quarter with the lead. That's always a confidence builder. And I feel like we were resilient in this game because we were down in the first quarter. The second quarter, we made it close. And the third quarter, we came out and outscored them, which was huge. So that means we went into the fourth quarter with the lead, and we won that game. So I think that's what we could do more, is try to go into the fourth quarter with the lead. We came out with a strong second half, and if I'm not mistaken, the lineup had Bruce Brown in it in the second half. So again, credit to Nash. That's good coaching. If you're not going to start Bruce Brown, right, or give him more minutes, then Joe Harris, at least let him start so we could get a spark. He shot at a higher efficiency than Joe Harris. You feel what I'm saying? Bruce Brown, I feel like he should get more minutes than Joe Harris. This is where I feel like we effective. But again, it's 3-3. I want all my Net fans to stay cool. It's early in the season, and we still got home games. I think we play Detroit next. I want y'all to relax, and heard James Harden say don't rush, and then the next game he had 29 points. This is going to be a marathon more than a sprint. Stay focused. This is Bkn Breezy with the Bkn Vlog. Peace.